Oh, what's going on, YouTube? So today, I've got this is probably gonna hold on a second. Oh man. Well, look, welcome to the EMS podcast called Real Talk with me. Hey, I'm Mikey Garza, and today we're gonna be talking about a very hot topic. Discussing EMS pay rates. Yeah, this look, look, you can say what you want, okay? This is real talk, and I'm gonna shoot it to you straight because we're all human beings, we're all flawed, and we're all capable of the same things, okay? Pay makes a difference. You know, like you see all these news reports, right, on TV talking about, I don't know, like it probably is local news because this is not on the national news. Nobody cares nationally, okay, because it's not getting votes and it's not pushing on political agendas. So at least not right now. It will in your local communities though. So you're probably seeing this on your local news about the EMS shortages. And one of the main reasons is pay. And we're going to discuss that today. I'm going to try to make this a quick podcast. I don't know if it will be, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so there's been a lot of reports that I have read, articles I've read through, of reasons why there's such a shortage in EMS and why people are leaving the field altogether. And after looking at like these reports and looking at, you know, the different pays that employers are offering different people, different industries, different healthcare jobs, and so on and so forth, I don't blame them. And you can say what you want, okay? You'll watch these local news things about EMS, and the paramedic will be up there, and he'll be like, yeah, we just care about our patient, you know, our patient care and providing quality, you know, service to our community, and we just want to do the best job we can. Really? No, you're ticked off, man. You're mad inside. You're angry. And it's okay to let it out. Okay? It's okay to let it out. It's like everybody has all, and that's another topic we'll get into in another podcast, talking about burnout and how to cope with that and stuff. Like, so I don't want this to be a negative podcast. Okay? I don't want this to be bashing EMS or being a paramedic or EMT or whatever, you know. I don't want this to be just solely that, but I'm gonna shoot it straight. Okay, I'm gonna shoot it 100% straight and be 100% real with this. Okay, I do pride myself in quality patient care. Okay, but at the same time, I expect to be paid for my service. I expect to be paid for my profession that I chose to do. Okay. And it's just not, it's not equaling up to like what the other healthcare providers are making. Like, but we'll get into that. We're going to get into that. So I've been reading a lot of articles about EMS pay, or reasons why people are not interested in EMS anymore and why there's such a shortage. And there's multiple factors in that, okay? And I'm going to get into those. Number one being there was a huge, you know, EMS leaving, that like paramedics, EMTs leaving out because of the stress of COVID. Okay, we get that. All right, COVID's about over. All right, it's time to come home. It's time to come home. All of us that stuck on the bus are suffering. We need you. Brothers and sisters, we need you to come back, okay? It's time to come home, unless you found a better job and, you know, you're the lucky one. Anyways, and another reason is pay. All right, so the average pay in America is around $36,000 a year. That rounds up to about $17 an hour. All right, that's pretty low for the 2 years of school you have to go through to, you know, be a medic. That's like, so EMT, I think, is a semester. All right. And then advanced EMT, I don't know how every state is, but I know in Alabama, EMT is a semester. And you have the option to get your advanced or go straight into medic. I did EMT advanced. That was 2 semesters, right? So, and then I did fast track medic, which was a year, but a lot of universities now, these little community colleges, are doing these paramedic programs that are like 2 years with mirrored classes and, you know, more class time, all that stuff. I'm not salty. I'm not salty at all. It's fun. But anyways, I paid less than you did for mine. But anyways, yeah, it's 2 years. It's a 2-year program. I mean, if you round it up, it could be close to 3-year program. Okay. All the training, all the having to take tests and get a healthcare license, but we're actually labeled as I think majority of EMS is a DOT service, Department of Transportation, technically, which blows my mind. Like, I'm learning with you. They're like, this is cool. I've never really had an interest in diving into this until I got, you know, angry about how disrespectful people are to the profession, how mistreated the profession is. And now all of a sudden everybody's like all these like private ambulance services and municipalities are like, oh God, we need people. What are we gonna, like, you didn't care whenever we were abundant, you know? Like, I'm just gonna call, I'm like I said, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Like, nobody cared when we were abundant, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't get an ambulance. Well, you know, we've been saying this for years before COVID. This is not sponsored by Coca-Cola, by the way. I just like Coke Zero. It's incredible. Or Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper Zero, actually. We're getting off topic. But yeah, nobody really cared when we had plethora of people working, right? And I was like, I can't get an ambulance. I'm like, well, you know, we've been raising Cain for years about our pay and working conditions and lack of leadership and lack of appreciation of the employees and, you know, lackadaisical work environments, terrible trucks. Like, not every agency's like that. I'm sure there's some good agencies out there. I mean, I work for an okay agency, but a lot of agencies are like understaffed. Like they're not the quality that I feel like EMS should be, or the standard that EMS should be. They kind of just, they just get by with the bare minimum. And I feel like that's a disservice to the employees and the citizens too. Like, could you imagine? And I just want you to think about this if you're a civilian watching this podcast, okay? There's a good chance that you could get picked up by an ambulance, right? And that ambulance break down while you're en route to the hospital. Like, that's how bad some of these ambulance companies are. It's sad. It's really sad that there's not enough respect for the profession, that the government, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But anyways, back, let's reel it back in. Take a deep breath, everybody. It's a wonderful day. And it's going to be all right. We're going to make it together. All right. So back to what I was talking about. $36,000 a year average income. Okay. That rounds up to about $17 an hour. That's pretty low compared to other healthcare professions. And the reason that's so low, we'll get into that shortly. But I wanted to compare, before I get into the reasons why EMS is paid so low. I wanted to compare like different different jobs pay. Okay. So like one of my favorite restaurants, okay, because I like Jesus, is Chick-fil-A. All right. Got to get the Lord's waffle fries. All right. Got to get it. All right. For all you EMTs out there, All right. And I know there's a bunch of them that make like $10, $11 an hour. Okay. Chick-fil-A across the nation, right? Entry level position, $13.25 an hour, $28,000 a year. All right. Now that $36,000, that's paramedic pay. That's average paramedic pay. If you're an EMT, you're getting paid less than that. And I know you are. I know you are. You're making like $10, $11 an hour. Some places pay more, but you know, some don't. Just depends on where you work. Yeah, $13.25 an hour. I mean, if I was an EMT, I'm not gonna lie. If I was making what EMTs make right now, it's not worth the hassle and the stress. I'd probably just go work at Chick-fil-A, man. Get blessed by Jesus every day. Eat the Lord's fries and Lord's chicken. That's where me and my wife met. Or not met. Had our like first little sit down. It was incredible. Like, you know, that's what Christians do, man. You go to Chick-fil-A. Anyways, all right, here's another one. Nurses. All right. 2-year program, associate's degree in nursing, right? 2-year program, paramedic certificate, associate's nursing is pretty much a certificate. Average income, $59,000 a year with an average pay of $28 an hour. I mean, come on now. For the same exact time of training, which this is what I'm doing now. I am getting my RN associate's degree and I am done. I will probably go part-time on the ambulance. I don't know. That just depends on the direction that the company I work for currently goes. And if I see improvements there, because I genuinely do enjoy being a paramedic. Like, I do like the job. It's not even the job that irritates me. It's not even the job that makes me get on here and call this stuff out. Okay. It's the fact that EMS is so disrespected across the nation and underappreciated that it drives me crazy. So I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's get this crap out here. Let's hold whoever's in the legislation accountable. But anyways, we'll get in. I'll rant in a second. Okay. I will rant in a second. Nurses, 2-year program, $59,000 average income yearly, $28 an hour. Okay. Amazon. Okay. Amazon warehouse. Like, all you nurses might want to go work at Amazon. Okay. Entry level at Amazon averages $67,000 per year. $31,000 or $31 an hour. Go like pack some boxes. Are you serious? To go move some boxes and deliver some packages? $67,000 a year? And I'm over here giving medications that could potentially kill a human being. $36,000 a year, $17 an hour. Huge liability. Taking all the risk, because I guarantee if you get sued, your company will leave you out to dry and you'll have to handle that on your own. And I guarantee a lot of, like, I don't think any EMS or paramedic person can afford malpractice insurance. It's pretty expensive. I actually need to look that up. Let's look up average price of malpractice insurance. Let's see what that is. $7,500 a year. Medical malpractice insurance is $7,500 a year. That's so let's do some math here, right? That's I can't do long addition. It's crazy. Let's see. 36,000 minus 7,500. If you paid that to cover your butt for lawsuits, all right, that's $28,500 that you'll be bringing home. That's rough, man. That's rough. I can't remember what this 31 to 45K a year I wrote down was. I can't remember what that was. Let's all right, look, average, let's just average income of male person. Holy crap. Look, full-time mail handlers, okay? Full-time mail handlers. All right, average, we make $36,000. They make $36,000 a year, okay? With the top earners earning almost $52,000 a year. So as a paramedic, you could go make the same pay slinging mail in people's mailboxes. You might have to fight off a dog occasionally, but like no stress, no picking up heavy people and eating crap garbage food, sitting down all the time, having to work overtime because there's just nobody. Like like, you see what I'm saying? This is awful. Awful. And one of the sole reasons, okay, the sole reasons behind this is Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement rates. They are so low. So low, man. And the government sets those rates. Not to mention, in Alabama, I don't know about other states around the country. Other states around the country, right? I don't know about them. I can look them up if you want me to. Put it down in the comments, and if you want me to, I'll look them up. Okay. In Alabama, all right, the Medicaid reimbursement rates are like $100 and some on non-emergency transports or emergency transports, something like that. Anyways, and then you tack on like your mileage and equipment use and all that stuff. So sounds to me like we need to be, like, if you're an EMS, we need to be holding our legislators accountable and really pushing this envelope, because I feel like we're nearing a point in our country where, like the nurses, it's going to become a universal national thing where everybody's like, you know what, screw it, I'm done. I'm not turning a wheel until our voice is heard. And I can feel that coming. Like, I can feel it coming. And you know, it was fun when, like, we had like I said, it was when nobody cared until now, because their constituents are yelling at the politicians like, hey, why can't I get an ambulance for 2 hours? I'm like, maybe it's because your neighbor called 911 for toe pain, and now that ambulance is sitting at the hospital for 3.5 hours for an ingrown toenail. You know, this is not a simple fix. All right, it's not, and I'm aware of that, and I'm sorry, but it's true. Okay, it's true, but we need to have something in place, okay, where if we respond to a call, and this needs to be a national thing. All right, but the problem is, if we do this, there's going to be that one burnout medic that's a dweeb and doesn't pay attention to Con Ed stuff, does horrible patient care, probably has his boots unzipped and hanging out sideways, and his hat sweat ring that hasn't washed. And anyways, you know those guys. I'm sure you've seen them. Just non-professional guy is going to abuse the system that I'm about to mention. Okay, like, everybody's not going to meet her criteria to this person, and it's going to be hard to, you know, have oversight on this. But if they would make it a national thing, where if you were deemed not requiring ambulance for 911 contact, okay, that would, number one, cut down on misuse of 911 system, okay? And if they would make it a well-known thing, which you can do this. I don't know about your state where you're from, but in my state, we have a new policy at my employer where if they're not in any life-threatening situation, and it's a common thing, like maybe you just don't feel good, you got a little bit of a fever, sniffles, congestion, stuff like that, but all your vital signs are immaculate, you're just sick, like just let us go, like just let us take them to the lobby, because I'd rather that patient sit there for 3 hours like they would if they normally just brought themselves to the hospital than me having to sit there for 3 hours and wasting our time babysitting your patient. Hospitals, I'm gonna drive that home, man. I'm gonna drive it home. But anyways, yeah, it's not a simple fix, all right, but passing the bill for Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement rates, making us an essential service, will allow us to apply for grants. Like during COVID, the company I work for, we got no government funding. Zero government funding. Can you believe that? Bet you wish would. Zero government funding. Okay. And like when COVID first started, everybody was freaking out, like, oh my God, the zombies are going to eat us. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I have not had COVID one time. And I've been around multiple COVID patients. Explain that one. Anyways. But like it got so bad during that period that the call volume went so low. Okay. And we had no funding coming in that my employer was forced to lay off some people. And then, they revamped up and they're like, oh God, everybody come back. Nobody wants to come back. That left a bad taste in their mouth, man. You think people want to come back? No. There's multiple things, and I plan on getting into it more so in these topics or whatever. Okay. But I just wanted to go over the pay so that everybody out there would know exactly what's going on here. For private EMS, all right, private EMS is like, it's crazy. All right, I don't know about local municipality EMS. It's probably better benefits, better pay because they got government funding. But private sector EMS pays crap. It's not. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like if I could go back in time. All right, if I could go back in time and change one thing, it would be don't become a paramedic. Just being honest. I have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I work my butt off. Like I used to work a ton, but I got burnt out, so I had to like stop working so much because you have to. Like a lot of people I know that work in private EMS, they work so many hours. Some of them have multiple jobs. All right. And it's just to cover the premiums of insurance. Like private EMS companies could make it better, but they don't because they like, anyways, they don't. I gotta be real careful sometimes of how far I take it with my frustration because, I don't want to end up, looking for another job, but I don't really care because I haven't named anybody, right? I haven't named a specific company, but my employer knows who I am and they may see this video. You don't know. I might send it to them. I'm just saying, but yeah, it's private EMS is rough. Okay. It's a different beast compared to fire and municipalities, and police and all this stuff. It's a money hungry for-profit organization run by a corporation of investors that they're held accountable to. And all they care about is the numbers, and they don't really invest too much into you, at least from what I've seen, other than giving you a paycheck, which is fine because that's, the point of having a job. You're paying for my services. So, but paramedics are few and far between now. So a lot of us, you know, we expect it's getting to a point where people are, I'm serious, like big strikes if it start happening. I can feel it. I'm not going to start one because I just don't have the energy for it. But yeah, I think very soon you're going to see a lot of, you know, picket lines out there. And I'm gonna be I'm gonna support them. Like if one does happen at where I work, I'll probably join it. I'm not gonna lie. From my house, I just won't come into work. You know, but yeah. I mean, what? And here's the attitude now. We're gonna do a podcast too about the attitude of millennials now. Like, what are they gonna do? Fire me? Go find somebody else? It's got to the point too where like competing companies are competing for each other's employers or employees. It's crazy. I've never seen. It's like watching two toddlers who discovered a fidget spinner right when they first came out, and they're like, "Oh, give me!" And then one takes it. He screams his mom, and he goes and tells his mom. His mom comes down there, and, you know, yells at the kid. The kid goes tells his mom, and then you got two bosses and two kids, and they're just fighting back and forth. And the two kids are like, "I just want to play with the fidget spinner." And the moms are like, "No, that's my kids." You get what I'm saying? Like, it's insane. I've never seen an environment like this since I've been working in EMS. And it's kind of gotten to where now the employee runs the company. Like, it's incredible. Like, like when I was coming up, man, if you refused to call, you got seriously reprimanded. Now it's like, okay, because they're your employers are terrified now of like losing one or two people that can disrupt the balance of your trucks that day. And it's insane. It's absolutely insane. So, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'm going to hop off here. I think I went, I'm getting close to my time. And we'll see you next week. I'm going to try to do one video a week. If you liked this, be sure to like it. Comment below. Let me know some topics that you would like to talk about. If you want to vent on my comment section, go ahead and do it. I really enjoy those, and I read every one of them. Okay, I really do, and I like. And if it's really good, it's really intellectual comment of venting, I will respond to it. And subscribe to my channel if you want to. It's free. It costs you $0. The only thing it costs you is the calories it requires to move your mouse over and down, or to the left and down. I don't know where the subscribe button is. I don't subscribe to people. I'm kidding, I do. But, you know, subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. But yeah, this pay stuff's gotta change 100%. All right, guys, peace.